dancing on the floor. You're trying to see, you wanted more. I'm always high, never low. Took your hand, led behind the door. I wanna take your clothes off, off, off. I wanna see myself above, above. My sex pistols are loaded. Your boyfriend will never know this. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hey, what is up, all you comic lovers, readers, collectors, junkies? It's a safe term to use, right? Comic junkies? Does that offend you? But hey, welcome to Comic Mail. Why is it called Comic Mail? Because I don't have a catchier title at this time. So I'm going with Comic Mail. Self-explanatory. I get comic mail in the mail, and I open it, and you watch it, because I don't know, you have this sick fascination of watching people open their mail, maybe, or comics. So that's why you're watching me. I don't know, but yeah, I am Shane. I am from King Toad. You're probably like, what's King Toad? Keep watching videos, and I'll get to it. But yeah, alright. Let's get to opening some comic book mail. This one is from Michael Beacon. This is 7 Legions. I'm pretty excited. And it came in pretty good box, pretty stable. I don't feel like it's going to get damaged or anything. So yeah, let's get in there. Well, unless I damage it, and then I'll just be like, hey Beacon, you don't believe this, but my comic came in damaged. So you have to send me another one. Would I do that? To get another comic? No. I wouldn't do that. Don't you do that either. Woohoo! Opened. Woohoo. Ooh. Let's see what we got. From Michael Beacon's 7 Legions. Ooh, yeah. Oh, shiny. Oh, shiny. Ooh. I forgot that it comes with a stem from the creator of Blood Hunt. I do have that as well. I'll probably do a for the comics I already have for the mail. I still plan on doing some shows about those because I have like what is that one? Super Harlem. I got Super Harlem. I got Magic Cop. I got Sims Blood Hunt. I got Ethan Van Sciver's Cyber Frog. Rob's Tales from the Classroom. I can't remember Rob's last name. Still getting to know. I try to familiarize myself with a lot of the indie comic creators. But yeah. Ooh, look, oh, see, a little trading card in the back right here. It's all shiny. Let's open it up. Oh, there's several cards in there. Get this cool 7 Legions button. Gonna put that little guy. think last time I had a button. It looks kind of weird there, huh? Probably should put it up here. Ugh. Ugh. Ah! I'm joking. Or did I? It hurt. No, I'm good. There we go. Let's take a look at these cards. I'll get to the comic. Don't you worry. But it's always cool when these guys got a way to give you more goodies. And for those not familiar with the Indiegogo, a lot of these campaigns, they have tiers or perks. Say if they reach a certain goal, they're like, hey, we'll add either cards, these cool cards, or buttons, bookmarks. Oh, that's cool. 7 Legions. Some will add prints. You get some cool prints. I actually really like the cards because I have a wall I've started of just my indie comics. So when I get extra stuff, it's just kind of cool to sit in front. And little row of cards is kind of a goal. Blood Hunt. Sims came with a sketch card, which is another popular thing. People do sketch cards. All right, so here's this card. Let's do it this way. Focus a little bit. Get a cool back. Boom. My hands are like shaky. I'm not nervous or anything. It's just I work thirds, so I survive off this. Coffee. So maybe I already got a coffee sugar high. I don't know. Card 2. Boom. Race, Angel. Rank, Legionnaire. Homeworld, Eden. Age, 647 years. Woo! That is a hot 647-year-old chick right there. Wow. That's alright, so it's not coming out on there, is it? Man, how old is the other chick? 1,467 years. Oh, dang. Well, I guess angels maybe don't. I don't know his story yet. I don't know. Some when 7 Legions came out, I was still really getting into the indie side of things, and some of the campaign I was getting as many of the campaigns I could afford, comics, and so some of the stories I might not even have looked really into the campaign. Some of it might just like this one of the images that was on the campaign that actually kind of sold me on it because I saw the angel stuff, a little bit of sci-fi, but this guy, I don't know, it just looked really cool. He's got like a Gatling gun. I'll try to get that though. I know, it's so hard to. It actually looks a little bit better if I back here, right in front of my mouth. Smells new. Smells like a new card. Race, Blood, Eldrian. Rank, Legionnaire. Homeworld, Unity. Age, 1,220 years. Well, he's not an angel, but Blood Adrian. Sorry, they apparently live a long time too. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was really cool, like this red elf with this awesome, kind of reminds me like an anime, something I've seen in anime with the armor. I'm close to like the Gundam soldiers, a little bit. But then he's got that Gatling gun. That was, I don't know. I just remember seeing that in the campaign. I was going like, man, that's the one image. I know certain people get sold on different things, but I just thought that character just had something going there. So can't wait to see him in the book. Last card, this guy, Badoom. Another angel. Yeah, he's 2,650 years old, man. Yeah, he looks pretty serious in that, doesn't he? All right. I think that's it for the goodies. So we got, what was that? Three? No, four trading cards and a awesome bookmark. Another good thing about that I know about Michael Beacon is he is also a colorist. He's not only just the writer, but guy's a colorist. Man, look at that. It feels good. Feels like good quality. It's also really important. You get some of these books, and I haven't really got any that has really poor quality or anything. The print looks sharp. Pages feel nice. I assume that's like the main logo. Issue 1 and 2. Oh, so we got 2 issues in here. Mm. Man, just that opening panel. That's crazy. That's cool. I mean, it is kind of got the anime thing going on too. See down there, so anime. I say some of these campaigns, like you back them, and there's some they take a minute. They gotta write them, draw them, ink them, color them, print them. Sometimes it can take a while. You got wait to get the funding. Some guys come out of the gate purely front. Thank you to all of my amazing backers. Oh, what? It's a whole list of backers. I wonder if I'm in there. I don't want to really bore you guys by. Yes, I am. Shane Mess, man. Shane Mess made it in the. That's cool. It's so blurry. Oh yeah. Oh, I know some names in here. That's cool. Thanks. Thanks, Mike. That's cool. I'm also drawn in Blood Hunt. So thank you for that, Sim. Like I say, I'll get around to that. I want to do a show where I go through some of the panels of comics, just like some of my favorite ones. That like when I read these, you when it comes to comics, sometimes you're reading pretty fast and set them off to the side, or sometimes you get caught up in it and they don't take the time to appreciate some of the pieces that people put together and like man, I wonder how long that took them to sit there and draw that picture that I looked at for like 2 seconds. I my eyes wandered off into the next panel. So I want a segment where I take my time and pick out some of my best, or what I think is some of the best panels that really caught my attention in a comic, and just kind of go over them and why I think they look cool. Okay, what else can I show you on here? Like I say, it feels great. I mean, this looks kind of like I'm watching an anime movie. I mean, it's cool. Like, look this detailed. Like, has a very like old school anime too. That's the thing. Like, this has a very 80s like stuff I was probably watching in the in the late 90s when I was old enough to really kind of start getting into anime. But anime's been around for ever. Mm-mm. Look at these soldiers. I probably should talk about like what the book's about and stuff. But I say some of these campaigns I can't tell you. Ah, this is a pretty cool one. Look at this. That one. I like that angel looking. Well, like, not angel looking. They are angels. I mean, there's like so much stuff like that looks like it's going on in this book. See, I'm one of those people like like when you watch movie trailers and you're like, man, they told you the whole movie. You gotta watch it because comics can do the same thing. So some of these campaigns, I'll read them or whatever, watch some of the trailers. But I try not to. I'm not saying I'm not gonna try to say I try to forget what they're about, but it's kind of nice like not to think about them too much. That way it's fresh in your mind when you get it and you're like, can't wait to read this. And I don't know what it's about. I just know there's some futuristic angels and guys with cool hammers and Gatling guns and a lot of action going on in this this page. Man, I'll get better at these mailing videos as well, but it's my first one, so I was excited for Michael too. So yeah. Oh, this guy gets like I don't know if that's a reveal or not. Thunk. Oh man, that guy got it in the throat. That guy's all like, "Oh man, oh no, my friend, you've been killed." I don't know what that. That was a horrible representation of whatever. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got samurais. I don't even know where this book's going at this point. Look at that. There's like all kinds of cool stuff. Man. So we got space angels. We got samurai warriors. All kinds of neat stuff in this book. So you know what? I can't wait to read it. Looks like Beacon did a really awesome job. I mean, oh, also came signed by the Beak. Oh yeah. Get excited when I get the signed stuff. Some people will charge for signed books. I don't know. I like it. To me, it shows you care a little bit more when you don't charge the extra for a signature. I mean, that's the fun part about like when you go to a convention, you might when you meet the person and you get their signature. But I always have a thing if I never met you, it's like going on eBay, say like Ray Park signature or something. Yeah, you paid for it, but you don't have the experience or anything. So I don't know. If it doesn't come with like an experience, then it's not the same to me. So I enjoy when people. It feels like they just care about the fans a little bit more when it just comes with a signed book. We sign stuff every day. I've never been a big fan of like over pricing signatures. When people go to like the restaurant and sign a receipt, give it how much is it's not like Johnny Depp's charging the waitress $30. $30. What am I talking about? Johnny Depp. What am I talking? A lot of these places like I remember conventions back in the day, it only cost like $20 for an autograph. That time has changed. Sippy sip. Those times are gone. I got out of the that scene there for a little bit, the convention scene with the comics, because I got out of comics, like I say, for a while. I explained that, I think, in the past one of my other videos. It got stagnated, the comic book world, so I stopped going to the Comic Cons. I got overflooded with actors and actresses, anyways. You go there to see comic book stuff, and then I know a lot of people who like this generation are used to how it is now. But when I start going to them, you might have had like three, actually probably like two really big guests, and the rest were mostly the comic book creators. Your Jim Lees and stuff like that. But it's definitely changed. It's flip flop to where you go there, you might see like one big creator, and it's all like Walking Dead cast. And sometimes it's like the simple guy who's like in a season for one season gets shot, and then the dude's like, "Hey, $60 for my autograph." I'm like, "What? $60?" One of the very first conventions I went to, I got Ray Park's autograph, and it was $20. Fast forward about 3 years ago when I went to a Comic Con, and he was charging like $60. I'm like, that's a problem. That's why these things don't exist anymore. Because you go to them, you spend $60 to get in now, about $50. So if you want to take you and your girl, yeah, well, you know what, you're out like $100 something before you even walk in, and then you got the actors and actresses who's overcharging. So there goes, the profits for the guy who had a separate booth. You think Ray Park and all them have to like, the Walking Dead cast had to really pay for their booth. No, but the vendors have to pay a lot of money. I've set up a couple back in the day when I was doing my books, and you're talking like a grand or so. If you want one of them really good booths, a couple grand, and you think you're gonna make that back when you're sitting, you got Negan from Walking Dead, you know, just a room over, charging 80. That's another thing that's changed too. Back in, you could just take a picture. It's like, hey, get an autograph, can I get a picture? Yeah, man, sure. Now they've caught up on the times. Now you go there, and if you want a picture, you get photo ops now. Ooh, because now they thought how do we get around the people with the cell phone thing? Now they got photo ops. $100 a photo op. That's not even including a signature. A lot of them will be like, oh, well, if you want it signed, you know, tack on another $20 to $30. Oh, it's a saving. It's a bundle that way. No, it's not. So, by the time you get done meeting, just think about that. By the time you get done meeting an actor, yeah, these booths, these vendors who selling even the simple guys like the t-shirts and the cool stuff you want to see when you go to a convention. It's not just you don't want to just see people sitting in a room who acted in a show. You want to see when you walk in. It's like walking into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. You're like, look at all this stuff, toys, comics, figures, people dressed up. It's an experience, and it's just dwindling because it's been oversaturated with actors who have nothing else to do on the off season or haven't done anything for a while. So they flood these conventions, overcharge, and then the guy who like your Beacons over here, who spent all this time putting this together, you're not gonna give him your $20. You might look through it and be like, man, I want to read this, but how much did I bring with me? You have to it's like a vacation anymore. People have to like save up like a year to have. I mean, with COVID hit, so now what? Now who's winning? The indie people, because they're selling their crap online. Anyways, I don't know why I went on a rant about conventions. I guess I miss them. I miss what they were, what they could be. I'd love to actually go to a comic book convention again, where like it's about the comics, the creators, and not have to like worry about if I'm going bankrupt. You get to choose. It's not like you have to pay for the actors and actresses, but you got a different audience that has moved in to those conventions now, and you pushed away the comic book people, in my opinion. You got guys sitting there sweating, like, man, I hope I move some books. Because I paid like $2,000 for his table, but Negan's right next to me. Shouldn't be that way. I would prefer like if they just had a convention where it was just nothing but comic book people, and not actors who I don't want your CW actors like the Flash or whoever to be next to me either. No, I just want comic books creators. I want them to have fun with their projects and talk to me. I want to have time to be able to talk to them. But I remember the last one I went to was Ethan Van Sciver was actually at that one, and it was before I think it was before he really got back on the Cyberfrog thing. So this is a couple years before like CG hit and all that. And I know him from like Flashpoint stuff like that. I mean, like most people, But he was just standing there at his own table, with nothing besides I think like a little tip jar for something. I don't even know what the tip was for. And I'm like, Ethan Van Sciver just chilling over there. And he liked my creature tattoo. That's what we talked about. And didn't charge. I was surprised. I just like handed him the comics. And I was like, I just handed him the comics. I don't know how much he's going to charge me. I was so wrapped into the talking to him because the guy was chill. He was just talking to me. And I'm not really good at when I meet like famous people. A lot of people like they're like, oh, I love you in this or that, and I like your work in this, and I feel like they are strangers to me. I'm like a deer caught in headlights. I'm like, it's your pictures and they're cool. Here's money. Thanks for the signature. And then I would go home. I'm like, man, I was stupid. Why did I say that? But you know what? I actually had a little conversation with him. I mean, he's not going to remember. About my tattoo. About Creature Black Lagoon. But you know what? At the end of the day, he didn't charge. I was like, how much do I owe you? He goes, nothing. I was like, oh, cool. You know, and it's Ethan Van Sciver. You know, a lot of people know him from DC. He could have charged, but he didn't. I walked away, and I was like, I didn't get a picture. Oh. So, like 15 minutes later, I go back up to him like, hey, is it alright if I still get a picture? Yeah, man, come here. So I got a picture with Ethan. It's just stuff like that, man. I really miss the creators. You know, they're a little bit, they're not as uptight. Some of them can be, but I'm just saying, you know, just different experience, man. It is. But I'm rambling on about conventions. I did start getting into the horror conventions as well, and I really like those because it's not as saturated yet with like I mean, it is with The Walking Dead, stuff like that a little bit. Stranger Things was really big about a year or so ago when I went, but there's still a lot of cool vendors. You know, you know, a lot of people will spend more on that because they're not trying to like be saturated with Star Wars figures. It's a horror convention, so you see a lot of horror stuff. So, or horror. I say horror. It sounds like I'm saying horror. Horror. I'm an Ohioan. We say our words all funny, and we grow corn. Look at my cool little Godzilla mug. You like that? I got that from Christmas. No, that wasn't for Christmas. I used to have a comic book shop, and this is something left over when me and Joe were like, we're done with this. Got some cool stuff out of it though. Anyways, one last thank you, Michael Beacon, for fulfilling, delivering, and giving us quality. I mean, this book looks really good. I mean, you could pull this off like the Barnes and Noble bookshelf or whoever is your guys' go-to. Oh man, so clean. Look at that. Look at it. I mean, I don't even have to like really look or bring it up that close to the camera. You can just see how sharp those collars are and just the penciling and ink. It's not. There's a lot going on, but your eye doesn't have to like struggle. It's like I don't know, man. It's awesome. That's what it is. But yeah, man, that's my comic mail that came in. I plan on doing these every time I get a knock from the post guy. And you know, even when you were a kid, I mean, when you get older, you hate it. When you're a kid and the mail guy shows up, you're like, oh yeah, the mailman. I'm gonna walk on out there and get that mail. And your parents are like, it's bills. I know it's bills. I'll be lucky if it's like a pizza ad, but it's gonna be a bill. And little Shane's being a turtle. They'll be all excited. And you get that age to where you're like your parent, and you hear, well, there's the mailman. Here comes the electric bill. Oh, what's the government want today from me? So you lose that excitement of the mail. But you start getting back into these comic books here. Mail day becomes fun day. Man, I've been getting a lot of them here lately. I think I came into CG. A lot of books are being fulfilled, and so yeah, it's getting quite a bit. So, but yeah, that's what I would say. That's why I want to go back through and do like not so much a review of some of them. I still probably do that, but the panel works and stuff, and just take my time with certain panels. That just stuck. You know, I'm like, man, that is such a well done angle, or maybe I just like the coloring or the emotion of a character, and really highlight, because some of these like I say, man, I can get away with drawing little funny cartoons and stuff here and there, and it's like I was like a kid, like when your kid like comes up to you and they got like a picture and they're like, look, Dad, it's a horror course. And you're like, yeah, cool, I'm watching this. And then they kind of walk off like, oh, disappointed. I wonder if artists feel that way sometimes. Like there's certain pieces that they worked on and like and they know like most people just gonna flip through this and only look at it one time. And I spent like hours creating this masterpiece. I guess that's what the cover art's really your main piece, but screw that, man. I wanna take some time and look at some panel work. So that's gonna be a segment I do. But for now, all right, man. It's a shame for King Toad. I might throw a little thing on here of my Mothman project that me and Sean Sweens and Joe Ball from King Toad is working on. It's our first project together. Like Sweens has Oddity, Joe Ball obviously has a lot of work he's working on in the CG community. I mean, he's working with John Malin right now. It's a big name. Not that like the big names matter, but when you come to CG, people talk about certain people who's like you're like, oh wow, like I say Ethan Van Sciver. I mean, when they come from the industry, you can't help but know their names. But yeah, he's working with John Malin. He's working on Death, which is going to be his original, and it's looking crazy good. A lot like JB just puts a lot of hatch work. Lost Pages, his oh I can't think of the pirate name in it right now. They put so many artists on Lost Page now. Like each story or each tier or what they're hitting, like their goal, they've been adding like, okay, if we reach this far, we'll add another story, so they get another artist. Wild Card. I want to say Wild Card is the pirate one that JB's on. Wild something. I think it's Wild Card. But yeah, he's working on that. I don't know, just JB's in demand. I'm glad. Like we grew up together. We're like best friends. Because I know sometimes I get on his nerves. I'm like, hey JB, hey, how's that sculpt coming? Hey JB, and I know he's sitting there smoking, going, look Shane, I'll get to it when I get to it, man. All right, brother, man. God, man, I'm over here drawing like man books. So I can visualize it in my head. So I get on his nerves, but I said we've been best friends since high school, so he deals with it. I don't really know Sweens, other than we started a company together. But what am I rambling? Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna throw the Mothman thing on here towards the end. We got the mailing list going. Is all we got right now. I mean, I have 12 pages penciled. The artist has done that. He's also inking, so we're gonna have him do the inking of the 12 pages, and then I can throw it at the a colorist. So when that's get colored, I can have him jump back on the pencil work. You see what I'm saying? And JB, Joe Ball, working on the sculpt because we are really wanting a cool figure as a thing. It's good. I mean, Sweens did t-shirts, we did buttons. We got the comic. A lot of cool stuff that I got Carla from the Grimm doing a print trading card kind of thing for me in an anime style, a Mothman anime. I don't know if that's been done. Probably. But I go to the Mothman Festival all the time. And people's like, if they don't know what the Mothman is, I always forget that because it's so common in my area. It's West Virginia Point Pleasant creature that was, there's a whole collapse of the bridge, and people's like, did the Mothman come to warn us? And a lot of sightings and stuff. It's like not paranormal, but it's a crypto creature. But I'm in Ohio, so it's only like, not even like 2 hours away. So I always go to the festival every year, which this year sucks because, one of the reasons we picked Mothman because, one, all three of us are from Ohio, so we're all familiar. Not so much JB. JB's from Ohio. He's just like, I don't know about the Mothman stuff that well, but people seem to love it. So, whatever. But, me and Sweens were like, Mothman's cool. He already had like stuff prior to me even knowing him. set for some Mothman stuff. So that's, you know, worked. But yeah, look up the Mothman legend. You can easily just YouTube Mothman and find tons of stuff, pictures. But yeah, I got Carla doing the like a print. Uh, we have Adam AF on lettering. Um, I got Preston doing a cover, so that's gonna be cool because he's known in the CG community for horror, and I've actually backed three of his books now. Just because I don't know, he's like one of my favorite artists right now in the CG that I come across. I'm like, man, it'd be so cool if I can get him to work on this project with us. And you know, you get kind of nervous with me because I'm new. Like I say, JB and Sweeney Surprise no problem, but I don't. These people don't know me. I don't know them. I watch Carla's streams and stuff, and watch her drawing videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, these people are cool. Hopefully, I get to work with them one day. So I shot for me personally, some of my favorite people in CG is Carla and Preston, and they just like I said, I wanted a fun team or people working on my stuff that I will enjoy. Because even if it doesn't do well, I'm like, well, I got it done and it's on my wall and it's got my favorite people on it. I got Joe Ball, Sean Sweens, Carla, and Preston. I don't know who I'm gonna have the colorist yet. We don't have a colorist picked out. My penciler is like Russian. I can't. I'm not gonna try to say his name. It's so. I was like, hey, do you mind if I because I hired him away from CG only because I'm new. I don't know people, and I didn't want to reach out to too many people who's already on projects. I reached out to a couple of them. I did want to go some of the CG people first, but I reached out to a couple, and they're so busy with projects. Such a community of people, but they get wrapped up in a lot of projects. So being new, I'm like I can do a couple outsource or outside the CG, but you gotta be careful with that. The very first project I tried to do, it was before King Toad came up. I was doing a horror book. It's like a Tales from the Crypt kind of thing. It's like 3 stories in it. I was so excited. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try this indie book thing, and hired an artist, contracted. I gave him a payment up front for like a percentage. And he's like, I got 3 months until I have to finish this one book, and then I'll start yours. All right, cool. I can, gives me plenty of time to really start learning stuff. And the whole CG bug hit. He's like, oh, you're part of Comicsgate. Sorry. I clash with that. I'm like, really, man? I have found nothing but love in Comicsgate. I'm not one of those people that wants to rant on videos about a lot of that stuff, but I do get really irritated when people who don't really know anything about Comicsgate get really offended and just jump to conclusions of a community that we don't have leaders, we don't legions to anything besides the fans. And that's why I jumped into being a creator, because like it's true. Like you can come if you're a fan and say you know what? Say you're like, you know what, Michael Beacon? I didn't really care for this, and I think you do better next time. Beacon as a CGer will be professional about it. He's not going to jump on the fan and be like, well, I don't care about your opinion. He'll take it into consideration. He'll be nice about it. He'll be polite. And, that's kind of a CG rule. Customers come first. And I've had that experience. I mean, I've backed plenty. And I watch the stream and stuff. And CG's nice. Full of great people. But anyways, I'll shut up now. Yeah. Can't wait to read it. That's it for now. Until next episode. Peace.